Psalms chapter 17, verse 3. Thou hast proved mine heart. Thou hast visited me in the night. Thou hast visited me in the night. I want you to know that there is a such thing as the Lord coming personally and visiting you in the night season. I can promise you this, when you begin to welcome Jesus to come and visit you in the night, it will change your life. For you can declare the night season to be a season of love sickness before the Lord. The Lord has prepared me for the ministry that He has called me in the night season many often. He would come for me in the middle of the night, and suddenly I would be aware that He was there. One particular night in 2007, the Lord woke me up and He told me that I was to pray. So I got out of my bed and I went over to the couch in the living room, and I sat there and I began to wait on the Lord. I felt like He had something very special for me that night. To my amazement, the Lord gave me a vision. As I said before, I haven't had thousands of visions, nor would I ever want to set myself up as being some super spiritual man that has all these visions. But the Lord has given me some. And the ones that He has given me have been very powerful. And this particular vision was one of the most powerful visions that I ever had. And it literally changed my life. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm caught up in the Spirit. And I have a vision. In the vision, I saw the Lord walk into my bedroom. I saw myself laying in my bed. As Jesus walked in the door, His train filled the temple. There was a glorious presence that followed Him. The only way that I can describe it is that He announced His presence. It's a term that I use very often. He announced His presence. His train filled the temple. And the sweet Master walked up to the edge of my bed and He said, "Come away with me, my love." That's exactly what He said. Come away with me, my love. I saw myself in the vision get up, and I followed the Lord out of my bedroom into the room where I would meet with the Lord. I saw myself sit on a chair. As I sat in the chair, the scene changed. Now I was in heaven. I was in a very large banqueting room. There was a long table as far as I could see. Long table. I saw that there was plates of food on the table with these big domes covering the food. I saw myself sitting at the table, and there was just a few people that were sitting around the table. And I wondered to myself, why is there only just a few people sitting at this table? The Lord approached the table and He said, "Some of you are wondering why there are only a few people that are gathering at my table." And this is what He said. He said, "Only my choicest servants get up in the night." Only my choicest servants, only my closest friends get up in the night. And immediately, my heart became very heavy. I stood up and I walked over to the Lord, because I realized that the Lord had come for me many, many, many nights, but I was too tired to get up and pray. I would have rather stayed in my bed that night than to receive my hour of visitation. And so I looked at the Lord and I seen him in his eyes. Those eyes, the second time now that I saw those eyes that blaze like fire. Those eyes of love. And I looked him in the eyes and I fell to my knees, covered my face. He called me by name. He said, Steve. He took me by the hand and he pulled me up. Again, looking into my eyes. And he said, you've already asked me to forgive you. That is under my blood. I don't even remember that anymore. And immediately my soul was flooded with joy unspeakable and full of glory. The Lord didn't remember the times that I was disobedient because I already repented of those things. I want you to know this morning that you're not to feel guilt or condemnation. There's no guilt or condemnation coming to you. If you've been disobedient in your past about getting up with the Lord in the night, I am here to gently encourage you that a hunger for the Lord would be placed deep inside of you, that would burn long after we leave Norway. That you would sense the calling of the Lord, his whisper, tenderly calling you by name in the night. Come away with me, my love, for I have much to show you, much to teach you. I want to love on you during the night season, says the Lord. I want to embrace you. I want you all to myself. I want you to be alone with me in the night season. See, often the Lord comes in the night because we're so busy in the day. We're busy going here, we're busy going there. The Lord has us all to himself in the night. I can promise you that if you'll get up with the Lord, that he will give you a treasure that's far better than sleep. So I went back to the table with the others, and we sat, just a few of us at the table. One by one, the domes were lifted off of the food. When the domes were lifted off of everyone else's plates, their plates were so full of food. I was amazed that the plates were so full. When the dome was lifted off of my plate, there was just a little bit of food. Just a tiny little bit. And instantly, I thought to myself, why do I have such little bit of food? The Lord again addresses us. Some have wondered why they only have a little bit of food. And he said, be faithful to get up in the night, and I will give you more. And instantly, the scene repeated itself. The Lord walks into my bedroom. His train fills the temple. Every centimeter of my room was covered in the glory and the presence of the Lord. It was electrifying. He announced his presence. He approaches my bed. Come away with me, my love. I follow the Lord out the door into the other room where I take my seat. The scene changes. Now I'm in heaven again. Long table. Only a few people sitting at the table. The domes are lifted, and this time I had a little bit more food. The scene changes. the Lord approaches my room. This happened several times. And at the end of the vision, I had much more food on my plate. And suddenly, I was back in the natural realm, sitting on my couch in the stillness of the night, tears coming down my face. I was in the presence of a holy God.